What's going on, everybody? It's Devontae back with another episode or part or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what to call it yet of the artificial struggle, where I delve deep into humanity's darker side because nobody else wants to fucking talk about it. They call it negative, they call it pessimistic, but I think this is really how people are, and everybody else is taught to fake it. I try to uncover that by combining artificial, which is a made up algorithm, with the struggle, which is the realities we concoct and architect within our psyche. In today's episode, I'm talking about why no one cares, and neither should you. What I believe is that consideration is forced, it's programmed into us. We're taught to show consideration for things, and not that that's a bad thing, but it's not always genuine. Think about the last time that you told someone or you heard someone say, because I don't divulge my fucking life life's issues at work or in public, but imagine the last time you heard someone do that, or maybe you are the type of person to do that. No judgment zone here. You heard that, or you told someone that, and they were like, "I'm sorry to hear that." And as much as they try to express empathy or sympathy for that situation, I am betting on the fact that it was not genuine, and they'd rather not hear it. Even if it was genuine, and they feel sorry for you, what did that accomplish? They're not gonna go home thinking about you, and even if they do, they cannot or won't help you. So at the end of the day, it's not as important to me or anyone else what you're going through. You have to be selfish before you're selfless. I believe that you cannot give anyone anything, save anyone, rescue anyone, assist anyone, mentor anyone until you have something in your well. Pulling from an empty well is insanity. There's nothing there to pull from. And if you're running off fumes, you're even worse because you're bound to grow resentment and contempt for people who don't give back to you. So you have to be selfish, in my humble opinion. Not so humble. Everything is a competition for winners, and nothing is a competition for losers. And what I mean by that is not everything is literally a competition, but literal competitors, people who are aiming to win and get the most out of life, are viewing it that way. And because you're not, you by default are losing. And what I mean by that is not necessarily that you have to compete with your coworker or your friends for a position or anything, recognition. What it is that they're constantly looking to improve, and you're thinking that things are just going to come along, and it's not. There is always another game going on. So there are competitors playing a game that you just refuse to look at. That does not mean it doesn't exist. You just don't want to acknowledge it. Competition is taking place. Collaboration, in my opinion, does not happen at the lowest level. People at the lowest level, think about your wages from like minimum wage to like I would say 20 or so upward. Don't partake in collaboration. For the most part, they are at each other's necks for crumbs because that is what they're programmed to do. They don't care. You were judged before you even spoke. Perception is reality. You were perceived before anyone gave you a chance. You were perceived. Anyone trying to convince you that that is not true is lying to you. When you're walking down the street, you use things like pattern recognition and media training, propaganda training to determine whether or not someone is safe. And you're making those calculations constantly making calculations about people. Not very many people meander throughout life without assessing danger and risk when collaborating, communicating, working with, sleeping next to, whatever the case may be. We are constantly analyzing things around us. To think that you haven't been perceived wherever you're at is insanity. And to not even know that that's a thing is even worse because that's a level of unconscious ignorance. Everywhere you go, you are always being perceived. Doesn't mean everyone's paying attention to you. Ask people who are perpetual nice people, perpetual givers, how many times they've been burned. That is my homework to you. Not just one, not just the people you know. Ask someone. Interview people you don't know and ask them how many times they've been burned from being nice. Try and locate people pleasers because we all know who they are. I believe that you should express apathy more frequently and be empathetic more selectively. And what I mean by that is not everyone is deserving of empathy. And the reason I tell you that is you don't understand just how many people condition themselves to be in the right climate to be in the situation that they're in. They prefer it. A lot of people prefer misery. And you showing empathy is giving away your energy to a black hole. It's wasteful. Become more apathetic to things that do not serve you and empathetic to people that you actually care about. Be more sparing. Let it have more value. An allegory. I'm not Christian. I was raised as such, but I am not religious. There was a perfect man. God itself became a human, the most perfect person, and people killed that person. And people like to say that was the Romans, that was this. People allowed it to happen. That will be you if you care too much. Be more selective with your empathy in a world that is hiding how evil it is. People respect actions, demands, and results. That is it. Force. Things that they could not stop either way is what people respect. Not saying you have to inflict and impose your will onto other people, but you make decisions and act them out and deal with the fallout. But if you're always asking for people's approval, wondering how they're perceiving you 24/7, what they'll think, you will never accomplish anything great because people don't even know what people want. Even if they saw perfection, they wouldn't know what to do with it. They would probably malfunction and kill it again. Aimless, free empathy killed, like I said, a perfect man. You are no different. All these reasons are why I think you should stop caring so you can get actual results, so you can make real impact on causes and people you actually care about. But it starts with stopping caring today. No one cares, and neither should you. Again, the entire premise of the show is to uncover a world that people are not talking about, that people do not think exists. And people think that, oh, people are just that good. They're nice. People are usually nice. People are usually good. Human nature has been self-serving. I intend on not only exposing that, but making it more clear to more people so they're more comfortable talking about it. So we can actually get results and make impact on people we actually care about, on things we actually care about. But it starts with you not caring today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to hear me talk about something specific, feel free to comment below. I'm no expert. I can only speak from my experiences. This has been The Artificial Struggle. I'll see you soon.